Speaking of passion, a person who embodied that was Terry Fox.
Fox's Marathon of Hope and drive to raise money and awareness for cancer research has left a lasting impact on Canadians. Even though he died in 1981, the Terry Fox Run continues every year across the country.
Alex Smythe visited the TELUS World of Science for the launch of the exhibit in Edmonton to see and hear memories of Terry.
One morning I woke up and I couldn't get out of bed. That day they told me I had a malignant tumor and that I had to have my leg amputated in 4 days. And I decided I'd try and do my best and show people what can be done on one leg.
Terry Fox was an ordinary Canadian who attempted to use the circumstances of his life to do something extraordinary for his fellow Canadians. I'm Mark O'Neill, and I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Canadian Museum of History. And we put together this exhibit, the Terry Fox Project, and the traveling exhibit that's here today in Edmonton. Terry Fox embodies the whole notion of the underdog attempting to overcome incredible personal odds in the face of absolute uncertainty and what one might predict to be failure. And yet his story is one of determination, persistence, hope. And I think in many respects, he embodies a lot of virtues that we as Canadians believe are important to our whole notion of community.
Alan Nursall is the president and CEO of TELUS World of Science Edmonton, and he explained how committed Terry Fox was to the Marathon of Hope.
He was determined not to let that cancer episode and losing his leg slow him down. And he also knew that he was someone who could make a difference. A marathon a day, 40 kilometers or 26 miles a day, people don't do that.
The only limitations that we have are self-imposed. We can do anything, and Terry's confirmation of that. I'm Daryl Fox. I'm Terry's younger brother, and I was a member of the Marathon of Hope in 1980 at the age of 17. The value of an exhibit such as this is you get a little bit more detail, and when people reflect on Terry, they know that he ran across the country on an artificial leg, but by taking in this exhibit, they'll realize just what was involved.
What people will come face to face with here are the artifacts from Terry's life. His shoes, his prosthesis, the t-shirts, the journal in which he wrote that he knew his cancer was coming back. These are the tangible symbols that connect people to one another in human beings.
Alan showed me a truly unique artifact from the exhibit.
Before Terry started running, the very first thing he did was he took this glass bottle and dipped it in the Atlantic Ocean to carry with him in the van all the way across the country. It was hand-lettered April 12th, 1980. That's the Atlantic Ocean water. When he got to Victoria, he wanted to dump the Atlantic water into the Pacific and symbolically finish the run.
One of the biggest highlights of the exhibit is the Marathon of Hope van.
It was Terry's home away from home. This is where he slept. This van marked every mile that he ran. It's almost like you open the doors and the stories start to flow from it.
Probably the single most moving part is the video loop where there's no narration, there's no music or anything. It's just Terry running at different points in the country. And with a very distinctive gait and the sound of his shoes scraping on the pavement. It really gets you. It's really moving. And it's extraordinary that his legacy is that deep and that powerful, that kids who were born just 10 years ago are still fully invested in the principles and objectives that Terry set out for himself.
I decided I'd try and run across Canada and raise as much money as I could for the Canadian Cancer Society and try and help out these people.
Whenever he was asked, what do you hope will come from your efforts, it was a quick response. It was more money. You know, he wanted to raise more money for cancer research, and here we are, 38 years removed from the Marathon of Hope, and over $750 million has been raised, so that would make Terry very proud.
Wow, as was said, that was a truly moving tribute. The van is a great memento of the marathon. Terry's brother said that they found it 11 years ago and restored it.
Wow, amazing. And Alex said he was surprised at how rudimentary Terry's prosthetic leg was. Thanks to Terry's hard work and dedication, cancer research has come a long way, and the push continues to finding a cure.
It's great to know kids, including the grade 4 class from Elmwood Elementary School, were there on hand and continuing to learn about him and why he is a role model for all Canadians.
The exhibit will remain in Edmonton until the Terry Fox Run this September.